Okay. Now I want to focus one point that is very important. Nowadays, so many have asked me that, sir, which language I need to focus, which language I need to very important to learn. Whether it is only one language, it is sufficient for me if I learn Python, if I learn only Java. So nowadays, what happened? That's why I want to focus over this topic. Why learning multiple languages? That is very important because nowadays the competition is market is what somewhat competition market. Okay, if a software engineer he is updated with a lot of that is called diverse qualities. Okay, diversity means he has a lot of technical knowledge in different languages. Okay, it may be front end side, back end side. He knows very well the servers, networking, IP addressing schemes, and internal hardware architecture of computers. So, and then relational database management systems. If he has cloud computing, if he has knowledge over cloud computing and the relational database management systems like your MySQL and query language like your SQL, cloud computing platforms like your what is that AWS, Amazon Web Services, and Google GCP Cloud platform, Google Cloud platform, Microsoft Azure, and the Internet of Things. Okay, so like that, so many topics are there. If you are not updated yourself, so in this competition market, it is very difficult to retain your job. Okay, if you want to be in the market, okay, software division consistently, that consistency you want to maintain the consistency, so that's why you must have diverse qualities. So learning of the skills over programming back end. Okay, back end, front end. Okay, front end, how the JavaScript will be used for front end, and that frameworks act React to Angular, Vue.js, how they are being used to develop the front end, and then how JavaScript can also be used as backend program by the help of Node.js. So see what happened, JavaScript that can be used for both purposes, front end and back end. By the help of Node.js framework of JavaScript, we can JavaScript can be used for server side scripting. Okay, so apart from that, so many languages are there like your Python, Java, okay, and Kotlin, Swift, Go language is there, C++ is there. So once you have learned the syntax of any language, it is very difficult, very easy to understand other languages. So it will not, there is no any, it will not take more time for yourself to understand the syntax of other languages if you know one language syntax. Okay, so that why topic is what today's topic I want to focus over, that why learning Python, Java, and other programming languages is essential for every techie. Is it essential to learn Python, Java, and other programming language, as I told you, that C++ and the JavaScript. Okay, and somewhat your that is what your query language SQL, and for relational database RDBMS, MySQL, like what you know. So is it need to learn all these things? Yes, if you want to, if you want to show, if you want to explore yourself in this market, if you want to, if you want to stand, if you want to get stand in this market, if you want to show your ability in front of others and with these updated technologies, so surely you must have versatility in the knowledge. Okay, until unless if you don't have any versatility, so surely what happens, you, if you are limited, you have the limited knowledge, so that is not entertained in this market. Okay, so that's why having knowledge over different programming languages is compulsory for every techie. So for mastering programming languages, it is not an option, it is compulsory, it is a necessity nowadays. So whether you are a budding developer, you are developing the software with your buddies as a collaborative work. Okay, are an experienced IT professional, okay, and then you are a technical techie enthusiast, okay, exploring new horizons, okay, understanding language like Python, Java, and others. So that is very important nowadays, okay. So normally what happens, why do you need to understand all these knowledge over different languages, okay, to drive the businesses and industries worldwide, okay. These programming skills, whatever you are learning, different programming skills you are learning, so they have become critical to solve. They will help you in solving of real world problems, okay. If you have a different diverse knowledge, that will be so helpful to you to solve real world problems and developing innovative solutions and securing high remuneration will be allotted to you. So that is that. If you have a lot of knowledge and you are updated with the knowledge, surely you will be given a lot of remuneration, okay. And then what? So in this article, that is very, we want to explore why learning programming language such as Python, Java, JavaScript, C++, and others also. Others, so many are there nowadays. Go language is there. Okay, Go developed by, I think, Google. Swift is there. R programming is there. Kotlin is there. So many programming languages. So along with these programming languages, so if you are getting these skills in the current market, okay, for you are acquiring the skills about all these programming languages, that will be so helpful to you, and it will give you a um, special stand in the market in front of your other colleagues. And okay, so Python, it is what the all-rounder nowadays, Python. So what is the significance of Python? Let us try to understand. But Python has consistently been one of the most sought after programming language due to its simplicity and versatility. It means Python is nowadays, it is emerging as a very user friendly language, okay. The syntax is very user friendly, okay. For its simplicity, it is so famous for its simplicity. So it is used across so many domains, like what your web development and artificial intelligence domain, to data analysis and automation. It's easy syntax, okay. So it is very beginner friendly, so anybody can easily understand that syntax. Okay. So why Python is essential? Due to its versatility. So Python powers web applications. So web applications can be developed by Python because it has a so many libraries are there. That is what your Django, okay. So I think Flask also will be used for data analysis tools, okay. Web applications for data analysis, and it is extensively, it is being used in AI models and many more, okay. Its diverse libraries like TensorFlow, Pandas mostly will be used for data science, and Flask make so easy go language for multidisciplinary projects. Job opportunities, if you have learned Python very well, what are the job opportunities in the market? Roles such as data scientist, okay, machine learning engineer, and backend developer. So Python can also be used as backend development. As I told you that whenever if you want to become a full stack developer, the full stack developer, the person is whom? He is such a person who knows the front end and back end, front end user interface, how to create the user interface, okay, and backend side what, server side scripting language. So this front end interface, how it is interacting with the servers, whenever from front end interface any request is being sent, that will be sent to server, and from the server the information will be fetched, and that will be shown on, suppose if it is app based, otherwise if it is web based interface, so that information will be fetched from that server side. So that moment what happened, Python can also be used for backend. Okay, so it has a Java person, as I told you that it has a lot of community support. Okay, so community support nowadays is very important, because if you have any problem and you are not able to solve them, you can discuss with your community. Once you are part of that community, so many forums are there and so many tutorials are there on the online to troubleshoot any problems. Future proof, Python is at the core of emerging technologies like machine learning and IO, Internet of Things. Okay, and as I told that Python mostly it can be used for backend development. So I suggest one thing: whenever you want to, you are going somewhere else, institutes, you want to learn full stack developer. Generally, if you prefer JavaScript for both front end and back end, and you are paying huge amount, and you are spending 6 months, 9 months there, and you are learning only JavaScript, which is being used for front end and back end, don't do that like that. Okay, you learn HTML, CSS, and that is what your JavaScript and its frameworks, Angular, React, to develop the user interfaces, front end user interfaces, and for CSS like your Bootstrap library. But for backend, don't use that JavaScript as backend development by using of Node.js. The total front end and backend is entirely depend upon your JavaScript. So mm, you are that is what your knowledge is only entirely depend upon JavaScript. So that moment what happened, you have you have spent somewhat huge amount, and you spent 9 months there, and you have learned only JavaScript and HTML and CSS. No, in the market what happens, sometimes you need to work with java, sometimes you will get the projects to work with over Python. So in the institutions you try to learn the languages Java for backend, okay, and Python and Java they will be used for backend also. That's why front end for you, once you have given such a huge amount for that institute, and you are spending there for 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, front end okay, JavaScript and HTML, CSS, and with their frameworks. For the back end, don't depend upon the JavaScript with Node.js. Improve your skills, you keep your you keep your focus over to learn the Java for to use Java and Python as backend, so that that knowledge whenever you come out of that institute, mm, you will be having full knowledge over different language. So here you have for front end you have learned what JavaScript, okay, and for backend Java and Python you have learned, and their libraries, if they are teaching at their end. So that moment if you must have a lot of knowledge. Okay, don't entirely depend on full stack developer only JavaScript. Okay, that is my suggestion. Full stack developer means front end JavaScript, back end either Python or Java. Okay, and other than they will also teach that is what query language like your SQL, somewhere else SQL, MySQL also will be taught. Okay, compulsory. Yeah, and then other than if anybody teaching over like your cloud computing platforms, so that is also one plus point for you if they will provide the knowledge over that cloud computing platforms. Okay, somewhere else also I found that there are somewhere institutions they are teaching like that is what your CI and CD, continuous integration and continuous delivery and development of software. Okay, CI and CD and Kubernetes and Docker. So like that also, if they are providing that lot of, it will be give lot of support to you. And then afterward, Java. Future is what? Python is at the core of emerging technologies like machine. Okay, that is already we have discussed. Community support. It has a lot of so many Python developers. So they are like a community, and you can discuss with them. Okay, for troubleshoots Java. So Java mostly it is the backbone for enterprise applications. Okay, so Java remains one of the most. I think Java started in 1980s, 1985, 1986. So still it has boom. Okay, so many enterprise applications they are being developed in Java. Okay, so enterprise backbone. So Java remains one of the most popular programming languages for building robust, scalable applications, known for its once rise, write once, and run anywhere. Means it is mostly known for what? Write once and run anywhere, any on any operating system platform. You can run that. Okay, you can run Android operating system. Okay, Linux operating system. So many iOS internet operating systems iOS, and so Apple has some its Macintosh operating systems like that. So many. Okay, so these once you have written the code, and you can run anywhere in different platforms, as I have discussed, due to because of that JVM is Java Virtual Machine, so that your Java code, initial code, will be converted into a byte code. Okay, means your Java class file will be converted. Your dot Java file will be converted into a dot class file by means byte code by JVM, Java Virtual Machine, so that can be run on different platforms. So write once, run anywhere. Philosophy. Java is wide used in enterprise. So that's why it is a backbone for. So why I am discussing these all points? Some students have made a call to me. They have asked me that, sir, which language I need to prefer to learn, either Python, Java, JavaScript. Don't restrict yourself to learn only one language. If you want to learn only C++, then after don't feel that I have learned a lot of knowledge. No, you need to, once you are a computer science engineering student, 4 years you spend there, all these topics will be taught at your classes. Okay, keep your focus and attention to understand that language. That is what one is that in your first sem maybe C will be taught, in second sem C++, and then second sem, third sem, okay, second year third sem, otherwise fourth sem, they will try to teach Python, Java. After that, somewhat operating systems they will teach you. Then after database management systems like your MySQL, okay, RDBMS, and then they will teach your operating systems and computer architecture. I think that is very important part. Okay, computer architecture, internally what happens, how the microprocessor behaves, how it fetches the instructions. I think microprocessor classes over microprocessor like Intel 8085, Intel 8088, maybe I hope that they also included in your programming, in your classes curriculum syllabus. Okay, so until unless you don't have knowledge over that is what, how the microprocessor functions, how does it function. So I hope that it is also this micro that is what syllabus or Microsoft microprocessors. Maybe I hope that it is included in your curriculum. So next is what. So Java is it is extensively being used in enterprises applications, mobile app development, especially Android. Okay, and backend systems, backend development, part of your full stack. For the backend development, Python and Java, they will be also used for backend development with their frameworks. Okay, Java has frameworks like Spring and Spring Boot. Python has so many framework libraries and frameworks. Nothing is difference is there. All are equal means somewhat pre-written code will be stored, and as a library has so many files. Like a framework, it has so many files. Library, framework, everything is equal. In Python somewhere else it is called as module. Okay, don't confuse yourself, framework and library. So next is what, why Java is must learn. Why some students have asked me that, sir, why do you need to learn Java? Okay, so that is what cross platform compatibility. So you, if you once you have written the code in Java, so that can be run on different platforms, operating system platforms. By that is what Java by the help of Java virtual machine, it ensures Java applications run seamlessly means without fail across platforms, different operating systems platforms. How many operating systems are there for the mobiles? Android is the best for desktop and laptops. Windows is there. Some Apple has its separate operating system. Somewhere I found that Macintosh for network solutions, Linux is there. For the Linux, so many versions are there. Red Hat Linux is there. Somewhere I found that SUSE, okay, Jandrax, Red Hat, okay, like that, okay, so many operating systems. So because Linux is the open source, okay. So high demand. Many organizations in their depend upon Java for their enterprise software. Okay, high demand. Many organizations they are entirely depend upon your Java. Next is what, it will provide strong. It will, its performance is very strong. Its efficiency makes it ideal for high performance applications like financial trading platforms and gaming systems also. It is being extensively used in gaming systems and applications which are related with financial, okay, business applications and enterprise applications. Security, the Java why it is being extensively used due to its security. Java built-in security features. Java has so much. Whenever we have studied in Java, that time whenever I have conducted the classes, that moment I told you that some point which are related with encapsulation and abstraction. Encapsulation and abstraction. These two are related with security. As I told you that whenever we were studying about that basic pillars of the any programming language, which is object oriented, I told you that four principles. One is that inheritance, abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism. So inheritance, polymorphism, apart from these, this encapsulation and abstraction both are part of security. Okay. Okay, next is what, so that's why due to its security, it it will handle the sensitive data in banking and e-commerce applications. So at mostly whenever we are using the banking applications and e-commerce applications, that moment security is very important, okay. So Java has inbuilt security, that's why it is being extensively used for this type of applications. So next, why do we need to learn JavaScript? Today's topic is what, whether we will stop by learning only one language. Suppose if I learn Java, that is enough for me? No, I never say that. Many, I have discussed with many students. Many has asked me that, sir, if I learned only Python. No, no, no. If you have the time, you focus. Once you have learned one syntax, if you from where I need to start. Some students have asked me that, sir, from where I need to start. So choose a very simple language. Its syntax is very easy, user friendly, beginner friendly. That is Python. You start with Python to understand that, and then you try to understand syntax like what your Java, okay. Or otherwise, if you start with C is very basic language. You can, if you start with the C, and C has C syntax, mostly C and C++, by combining of both C and C, because C will not support object oriented language. C is not object oriented language. Okay, C++ supports object oriented programming. Both, if you learn C and C++, it's very too easy work with Java, very very easy. Okay, and then Python, very user friendly. Once you have captured all these languages, and then you try to learn the JavaScript. Okay, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. Once you felt that okay, I have adequate knowledge over all these, and I can simply switch to one language to another language, that moment try to focus over some database systems, RDB, relational database systems, management systems like yours, MySQL, and query language, SQL. If you learn SQL, it's very easy to understand your MySQL. If you learn MySQL, it's very to understand SQL. Understood that? And if you have time, and try to keep somewhat focus on operating systems, that is very important. Okay, operating systems, how operating system, how does it work? So now JavaScript, it is mostly called as web language. Generally, it is called as, it is language of web, because of nowadays most of the websites, and means JavaScript is being extensively used in developing of most of the web applications. So it is the backbone of modern web development. Okay, backbone. It is used to create interactive and dynamic user interfaces. Okay, with JavaScripts, there is what frameworks like your React, Angular, and Vue.js. Like okay, next is what, so so it is mostly used, it is part of your front, mostly it is being used by front end developers to develop the interfaces. Okay, and beyond the browser, JavaScript has extended its reach to server side development. This point is very important, huh? JavaScript, it is nowadays, it is being extensively used to develop back end development in place of Java and Python. So JavaScript, it is being used for backend development with the its framework Node.js. That's why I told you that no, whenever you joined an institute and paid such a huge amount and spent 8 months, 9 months there, you learn JavaScript with HTML, CSS, and if any frameworks they are teaching, that is up to front end. For the back end, no, don't learn, don't use JavaScript and Node.js. If you restrict you only JavaScript, no, you need to develop. Use for the backend, you learn Java, otherwise Python. So in your hand, for the backend, you have backend language like Python, Java, and their frameworks. For front end, you have kept your lot of efforts over JavaScript. So whenever you go for interviews, you have knowledge, overall knowledge of, over for backend and front end. Okay. Next is what? So JavaScript, I told you that it is extensively being used for server side scripting language with the Node.js framework. Why JavaScript matters? Why? Why do we need to learn JavaScript? That is very important. Web development. Okay, every website uses JavaScript. Okay, that's why its demand is very high nowadays, huh? Versatility from web applications and games and to server side applications, JavaScript offers immense flexibility. So its versatility is what it is being extensively used for web applications, gaming development, and server side applications. So frameworks and libraries, Java has frameworks, tools like React, Angular, okay, Angular.js, React.js, and Vue.js simply simplify the development process. Okay, if you learn them, it is very easy for yourself. You feel that it's very easy of developing of any okay, any process. It may be web based, it may be any game based, okay, whatever. And by that, JavaScript becomes so powerful. Okay, next, job market. So JavaScript developers consistently they are in getting demands in the market, making it lucrative skill. Okay, they are being they are being awarded with high remunerations now in the market. Okay, this skill, it is being attracted by the market experts. Okay, whomever taking the interviews you. Next, C++, the foundation of performance. Okay, C++ is the, in those days whenever C started in 1976, then after C++, the C will not support object oriented programming language though. So that moment, so programmers they need to develop real time object based programming. So because in the real time world we are interacting with so many real time objects. So if I want to create the program over real time objects, it may be student object, it may be like any bank account object, like that. So many object, car object is there, so many. So that moment the programmers felt that such type of any one programming language which is which support object oriented programming. So that moment C++ developed. And C++, due to its high performance, and mostly it is being used for system programming. Systems programming is operating systems. By developing operating system, initially C started to, it is closely associated with Unix operating system. Only to develop Unix operating system, C was developed. Okay, so that's why C is very closely associated with Unix operating system. Okay, so means C and C++ they are extensively being used in developing system software. Programming means operating systems. Okay, even though nowadays these two languages they are being used in development of game development, and they are being used in embedded systems. That is one point to be noted nowadays. Why C has significance in the nowadays still C has and C++ both have extensive significance in the market because of they are so useful in embedded systems. What are embedded systems? The devices which are extensively being used in our home objects. What are water, that is what, AC, air conditioners, refrigerators, high end refrigerators. Okay, state of the art technology used, and washing machines, front end, top end, in the car systems, car infotainment, dashboard. So many, these are all called embedded systems. Okay, so in that embedded systems, one microcontroller will be there and that will be programmed. So C is very, by that C language we can directly interact with the memory. So memory management will be effectively managed by C. Memory management, you can, as a programmer, you can directly interact with the memory by memory pointers and memory addresses. Okay, that's why C and C++ they are widely used in embedded systems. As I told you, the embedded systems are nothing, they are like your washing machine, refrigerator. Nowadays you are seeing very advanced ACs and refrigerators, washing machines, microwave. So many household devices are there. As I told you that for car, dashboard developing, and for infotainment. Okay, they are all called embedded systems. And speed and efficiency, main for C and C++, their, due to their memory management, that's why their execution of program, they are very speed, and its efficiency, by that it is so ideal for resource intensive applications. Why C++ important in the market? Performance. C++ is unmatched in speed. Okay, making it indispensable for applications. It is making it need compulsory. C++ is very compulsory to develop operating systems by, as I told you, that memory management. Okay, gaming engines, where gaming engines whatever it has less memory. So with that short memory, less memory, the programmer he will manage that memory very efficiently. So already in the classes I told you that I have taught about pointers and memory addresses. That moment I have told you, and I have taken the classes over stack memory, dynamic memory, and that is what your compile time memory allocation means, static memory allocation, and execution time means runtime memory allocation, that is called your dynamic memory allocation. I have taught the classes over. These two are part of your random access memory. So we have discussed a lot over how in C how memory is being allotted by Kellogg and Malak functions. Okay, so C++ and C both, okay, they are compulsory for applications like operating systems and gaming engines, high frequency trading platforms. Okay, trading platforms in like what your that is what stock trading. So many apps are there, Zerodha, Grow, and Angel One. Hmm? So many apps are there for trading of stocks. Game development. Popular game engines like Unreal Engine are built using C++. System level access. System level access. C++ offers direct control over hardware. Okay, hardware is what, whenever architecture which whenever we discuss about the architecture of computer, so many hardware is there on that motherboard. So many sections are there, audio section is there, network section is there, ethernet section, that is called your local area port, LAN port, that is called ethernet. Okay, and Wi-Fi card is there, Wi-Fi card, wireless fidelity card for without cables, this computer can be connected with other devices. So Wi-Fi card is there, that is LAN card means other ethernet port. That port cable will be connected your UTP 6 or UTP 5 cables. Okay, as I told, audio section is there, and what video section is there for displaying of information. So these are all called RAM and ROM section, BIOS. Okay, CMOS battery is there, and complementary metal oxide semiconductor battery to remove. Whenever you remove that battery, so whatever that BIOS instructions will be erased off. Okay, so initially if you keep any passwords, whatever, okay, date and time, it will be come into default. Okay, that CMOS battery. So BIOS has a lot of binary input output system. It has a lot of instructions within that. So like that. C++ offers direct control over hardware. Okay, it controls the hardware very well, making it crucial for system programming. System programming is what system, as I told you, that operating systems, linkers, loaders, so many modules are there for system programming. Okay, it is a legacy code. Legacy code means it is being used in those 1976 C developed, then after C++. So legacy code, it is consistently being used since your old age generations. So it is C++ being used to maintain your older systems, ensuring a steady demand for developers. Okay, then after SQL. So today's topic is what? Don't restrict yourself only by learning only one language. I told you that how many languages. If you learn C++, Java, if you learn C and C++, it is very to understand Java. Then Python. Okay, Python is very user friendly and beginner friendly. Java and Python, they can be mostly used for backend development with their platforms. And if you come for front end JavaScript with their HTML to make the websites, okay, to style the website, your CSS cascading style sheet, and if you want to learn that bootstrap, it has different versions. So these all your versatility in developing the skills whatever you have, they will be give separate place in the market, and surely you will be awarded with high packages, salaries, remunerations. Okay. So then after SQL, as I told you that you must have knowledge over databases. Okay. And how to create the databases. Okay. I already have discussed database is nothing but it is a data that will be organized in the form of columns and rows, that is a table called table. Okay. So a database may have so many tables, all the tables they may be interconnected with their relations. Okay, that's why it's called relational database management systems. So MySQL, Oracle, PostgreSQL, lot of there, and somewhere MongoDB, no SQL. MongoDB is what no SQL means. That is what structured query language mostly used to use the queries over the database created by yourself. SQL will be used to create queries, and then what? So it will be used to select the data, update the data, insert the data, delete the data. So many activities we can do SQL. So it is what query language. So structured query language is essential for managing and querying relational databases. Relational databases, what? As I told you, the data you have organized in form of tables, means rows and columns, and one database may have so many tables, and you have stored in somewhere server. Okay. Now that data, if you want to fetch that data, and the data you want to show in your created website with the help of you learned the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and you have created a website. In that website homepage, if you want to show that data whatever you are fetching, okay, that will be done over your SQL. Data is created, data table is created and stored with the help of that is what MySQL created and stored in servers, and that will be, you want to fetch the data and you want to show in that website homepage. So SQL will be, so SQL is a query language to manage and querying relational databases. I told you that why they are relational database management. I told you that if one like your MySQL, it has so many tables. Okay, data created so many tables. Okay, now all tables are interconnected with the relations. So that moment what happened, if one table has 4 columns, within that you want to take one column, that is ID number of student. In another table you want to take one more column, that is one more column, marks. Okay. In another table one more column you want to take. So from 3 tables you are taking one column from each table. Now another table will be created from these 3 tables by taking one column from each table, and another table will be created. Now it becomes another table of that database. So how? By this relational database, it is very, so that it is very important. So SQL is a very important, you must have skills over data management. Okay. SQL, it is a query language to manage and querying relational databases. Whether you are a developer, data analyst, a software developer, understanding SQL is some very important to work with data. Why SQL is compulsory? If you have SQL knowledge, it means your skill is enhanced. Okay. Data management. Nearly every application interacts with the databases. Okay, whatever the application you have created, whether it is app based, web based, every application, it wants to interact with the databases that is stored in backend servers. Okay. So that moment making SQL a universal tool, okay, to interact with the database, to fetch the data from database. Data driven decisions, SQL helps extract, okay, from large data sets, okay, enabling better decision making. Integration, SQL integrates seamlessly with other programming languages, including Python and Java. So, integration SQL with other programming languages, Python, including Python and Java. So, that is very easy. Next is what? So, from small startups to big companies up to 500 companies, SQL is everywhere. Okay, so from small startup company to big enterprise, big business company, so SQL is being used. Emerging languages to consider. What languages we need to consider? So many languages they nowadays are being used. So which emerging language I need to consider? So like Python, Java, and JavaScript, they dominate the industry nowadays. As I told, Python and Java, they are being used for backend development. JavaScript mostly used for part of your front end. Newer languages. Initially, I have told you that Kotlin is there, Go language is R language. For R, mostly I think data science. Okay, Kotlin, Go language developed by Google. These are called the new era languages. What? Go, Kotlin, Rust. Okay, so why you should explore emerging language? Why do we keep focus over this new era language to learn? Because Go language, it is known for its simplicity and efficiency. It is ideal for cloud computing. That is cloud. It is mostly used in cloud computing and distributed systems. Centralized systems and distributed systems, I told you that many times. Centralized system means one computer is there, okay, that is placed, okay, placed at one place and that is being accessed, centralized. Okay, distributed systems, in the distributed systems so many servers are there, okay, and they are the processing, every time the processing means, for whenever the network is scalable, so network is being increased, so clients will be increased, so servers to be increased, servers capacity, its storing capacity, its RAM capacity, so many aspects are there. So distributed systems in parallel processing will be done. In distributed systems, so many servers and so many computers, so many microprocessors functioning, they will share the process. So mean the process will be distributed to so many processors at a time. Multiple processors will be working to complete the tasks. Okay, distribute systems nowadays, all that platforms, whatever your cloud computing, AWS, Google Cloud Platform, they will all come under distributed systems. Mm? So Go mostly used in distributed systems and cloud computing. Kotlin preferred for Android development. The Kotlin, this language is mostly used for Android operating system development, mostly used in mobiles, because Kotlin offers better safety and simplicity than Java. So Java, it has somewhat security aspects, especially whenever we are developing, that is finance applications, bank related applications, some, that is what high frequency trading apps, okay, which are related with stocks. At a time, so many customers, clients will buy and sell, they will keep orders for buy and sells, okay. At a time, so many huge amount of clients will send their sell by orders. So that moment it is very uh, difficult to control that moment. This Kotlin has what better safety and simplicity than Java mostly used in business applications. So for Android operating systems, Kotlin, it is a new programming language only developed for Android operating systems. Rust is one more language that prioritizes safety and performance. Rust is becoming popular in systems programming and blockchain development. So for the blockchain development, so Rust is the language mostly used. So why learning programming language is non-negotiable? Non-negotiable. So there is no any negotiations. So sir, if I learn only Java, that is this type of negotiations not preferred here. That is mandatory. That is indispensable for yourself to learn all these. Okay, there is no any negotiation here. If some students, because most whenever they have interacted me, they have negotiated me, sir, if I learn only the Java language, that is adequate for me, sufficient to get the job. No, no, you need to develop your diverse skills. Okay, you must have knowledge of front end side, back end side, and database management systems, operating systems, query languages. Okay, and cloud computing. If you have knowledge, or if you are updating your knowledge over all these emerging trends, okay, surely you have a good position, separate place in the market. Okay, that updation is very important. Okay, that's why I suggest you that whenever you are studying 4 years in your colleges, okay, 4 years you are studying. If you are a computer science students, it is your day to day, every day you are going for the college, you need to learn all the same topics. Okay, there you keep your focus and try to learn all the things very interestingly, and don't lose your focus, and don't waste the time there. If you are computer science students, if you are other streams from ECE like mechanical and electrical, electronics engineering, like some streams are there. So for them initially C, I think C will be taught at the first year, first sem. Then after he wants to switch from these platforms, ECE, mechanical and civil engineering, and somewhere triple E, they can learn that languages. It is not difficult. Yeah. Okay. So there is no any, don't negotiate like that, sir. I want to learn only one language. So if you want to get career opportunities, proficiency in programming languages opens doors for yourself for diverse roles like software developer, data scientist, cloud engineer. Okay, if you have studied only Java, so if you there is a job opportunity for yourself, data scientist. If you are familiar with Python and their like your their libraries, pandas. Okay, so surely you will be applicable for the data scientist. Okay, so for the software developer, okay, both the Python and Java can be used. Okay, and if you have a job opportunity to part of your front end development, you have knowledge over your JavaScript and their frameworks like Angular and at least React one framework, and surely you will get a job opportunity in that portfolio front end developer. Understood that? Like that. Okay, cloud engineer. If you have idea over cloud computing platforms like any AWS, any one is there, Google Cloud platform, and your that is one more is that AWS, GCP, and Microsoft Azure. If you have idea, so you can become a cloud engineer. Okay, so the recruiters, employers means who recruit the students, they give importance to that candidates who can adapt themselves. who can adaptation. That adaptation is very important. Adaptation means flexibility. Adaptation means he can switch to any environment. It may be cloud computing environment. He can switch to from their front end developer, back end developer. He has diverse skills. Okay, the diversity is very important. Because he has learned a lot of languages and technologies. So, problem solving skills. Programming teaches logical thinking and problem solving skills that are transferable across industries. So, whenever you are working over all these languages, one topic is there, data structures and algorithm. That is very important. Data structures are what? How to store the data in different data structures, like arrays are there, lists are there, linked lists are there, array lists are there, and stack and graphs, queue. Okay, so many data structures are. These are what? To organize the data, to store the data in different ways. Algorithms what? How to solve the problem by developing your one by one sequence instructions in your mind, otherwise paper. Okay, by creating a flow charts, like what you know. So algorithms means sequence, one by one sequentially written instructions to solve a problem. Step by step instructions you have written to solve a problem, that is algorithm. Okay, so that data structures and algorithm, that is very important whenever you are studying. But before understanding data structures and algorithm, at least you must have knowledge, throw knowledge over any language, one language. That is very important. Okay, so adaptability. So what we are discussing, problem solving skills. Programming teaches logical thinking and problem solving. That logical thinking and problem solving, it comes under your data structures and algorithms. Okay, that skills that are transferable across industries. Okay, if you have such skills, you can get opportunity in anywhere. Okay, high salaries. So ultimately what happen, if you have multiple, you are so talented, okay, multiple talents you have, high salary will be given to you. Okay, that skills whatever you have, that led to paying jobs. Okay, for example, python developers and competitive salaries due to the demand for artificial intelligence and data related roles. If any programmer has skills over python, as I told you that python mostly being used in artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning. Okay, and its libraries, mostly pygame will be used for, that is what your game development, and panda will be used for data science. So like so many tensorflow, keras, flask, django is mostly used for your web development. So if you have knowledge over python and their libraries, surely you will get job opportunity. Mostly nowadays, this is era of AI, artificial intelligence, chat gpt. Google has developed its AI Gemini. Before that, I think Bard was there. Now Bard was improved with Gemini version. Microsoft has Copilot, and Elon Musk, he is developing their AI, and that is Reliance. They are developing there. So everywhere nowadays AI. Initially ChatGPT 3.5 developed. Now I think it is upgraded to a ChatGPT 4 version. Okay, it is premium based. Okay, so that adaptability to for multiple languages allows techies and to work on variety of projects, from web application to machine learning models. How to get started with programming? So students generally they have an idea, doubt, sir. Generally many students have asked me that, sir, initially if to from where I need to start. Initially let's start, I need to start from where? There is generally this, they have question raised like this. So I suggest you that choose very simple language so that you can understand, like Python, C, the basic language. You try to understand them first, then you can improve. You can switch to another language. Once you have learned C, Python, okay, next C++. Both C and C++ is the they are by them developed Java. So whenever you have learned C and C++, easily you can switch to Java. If you have Python, it's very easy to understand other language like that syntax. Okay, R is there. Okay, other language. Okay, so choose a language. Start with beginner friendly, which you feel that it is very beginner friendly for me, user friendly. So like Python or JavaScript. Okay, or JavaScript also it is a web language. Okay, so when you have you can you have a lot of online resources are there. Online resource you can get a lot of material. So many websites are there. JavaTpoint.com, W3 schools, and that is what geeks for geeks. So many videos are uploaded every day. And don't waste your time, and don't waste your money also. I do never prefer. Okay, if you have mobile data and every month you are paying 200 rupees for your mobile data, within that everybody will be given 1.5 1 GB data every day. By that you can get lot of stuff on the internet. If your bandwidth, if your speed of internet is okay, okay, you can download lot of material from there. Okay, so that platforms you can use, like so many websites are there which will support a lot. Okay, as I have brief for geeks and JavaDepend.com, w3schools.com, and somewhat you can get a lot of tutorials and projects. And most of the time you keep your focus to complete the projects, hands-on projects. You develop the code from like simple bank management, account management, transaction management system simulators, like develop a calculator. Simple projects you work over that, then you have idea how to use the code. Okay, as I told you that build projects, simple hands-on experience. Start with small projects like a personal website. You create a personal website with the help of your whenever you have learned all that HTML, CSS, JavaScript languages, you use that knowledge to develop a website. Or calculator app, as I told you, that develop a bank application. So within that bank transaction, deposit, withdraw, and check balance. So small application you create, so to store the deposit amount. Okay, and whenever in front of you, in front of client, options will be displayed like 1 for deposit, 2 for withdraw, 3 for to check balance, 4th for exit of that program. Okay, these 4 options will display in front of the uh, uh, client of the bank customer. So whenever he enters one, so one is related with deposit, that method will be executed. So that moment one option displays in front of him, enter your deposit amount. So whenever he enters his deposit amount, this amount to be updated, and one message to be displayed in front of him, your amount deposited amount 5,000 deposit successfully. Then after he wants to withdraw, an option, second option, whenever he enters option 2, so one prompt, one user to be requested, enter your withdraw amount. Whenever you entered 2,000, so that 2,000 to be request, that to withdraw amount must be withdrawn from your balance amount. And then after deduction, so after deduction, balance amount to be shown, and message to be displayed that your withdraw amount 2,000 done successfully. Whenever he enters third option, check balance, so then this is your current balance, this much of amount. Whenever he enters fourth, exit the application, thanks for your visit, thank for, like that. So develop the applications, like what, so many applications you can develop nowadays. Ready-made projects you can available lot of on that internet. Okay, so work in any language, it may be C++, Java, Python, any languages you develop, you can develop the small applications, small projects. They are called hands-on experience, like a personal website, calculator app, as I told you, that bank account management systems. Join yourself communities, participate in coding forums and hackathons to learn from peers and gain exposure. Practice consistently. The code practice consistently. You don't, no any break is required here. Consistently you need to do the code practice. Read the theory and do the practice. Coding. Like you feel entertainment, watching the TV, go for movies, playing cricket, spending with friends, go for solo trips. These are entertainment enter in your life. Everywhere entertainment. So that moment you need to keep your efforts to do code practice. There is no alternate thing in front of you. Read the theory and do the practice. So that practice consistent, that consistency is very important, huh? Otherwise if you have lack lag, there is a break in programming, so you will forget. Okay, there is a break in between your programming skills. That programming is a skill that improves with regular practice, huh? Dedicate time daily to coding challenges and projects. The future of programming. So what is the future of programming? Future of programming. So as technology day by day advances, okay, day by day advances, programming languages will evolve to meet new challenges. Staying updated with the latest trends and continuously learning. So you need to update yourself continuously. You are learning new language like Kotlin, Rust, Swift, okay, and cloud computing, IoT, Internet of Things, okay. So many like that new technical topics are the you need to update with them. So finally, conclusion is what? Learning Python, Java, and other programming languages is a critical investment. It is investment for yourself in your career. If you have knowledge, if you have skills, you are multi-talented. That multi-talented skills is an investment of about, okay, as a techie, as a technical giant. So these languages empower you to build innovative solutions, adapt to industry demands, and secure